So somewhere on a bus, we just heard actually where he is. Would you like to tell everyone again where you are currently, Rich?
Yeah, we played last night in Wisconsin, and we're driving to the next gig. And en route, we are in a parking lot of a hotel in Cleveland, Ohio, for a day off, right across the street from a mall. So I'm going to go in and watch a movie tonight, and just have a nice meal and hang out and enjoy a night off in Cleveland.
Is it weird for you guys? Because obviously, Chris is a bit busy on Wednesdays. So is it weird for you guys to kind of have, every Tuesday and Wednesday is just a day off?
No, because almost my entire life, we play 5 shows a week. Because
Yeah.
usually your singer needs to have some vocal rest. Singing every night of the week is always a schedule that will eventually cause your singer to not be able to. Well, you have to take a day off. It's the same thing as
Yeah.
why quarterbacks need 6 days off a week, just for rest. And so it worked out good. Chris still can show up for Dynamite on Wednesdays, and we take our 2 days off a week. So we just, every band is different and has different scheduling, uh, uh, I guess, hurdles to jump through, and this is ours. And it's cool because we get to all watch on the tour bus. We all get to watch Chris on Wednesday night on the bus, so it's fun.
Awesome. So I'm going to be seeing you guys in about a week and a half, give or take, on April 17th at the Chance Theater in Poughkeepsie. It's my first Fozzy show. What can
Awesome.
myself and everybody else actually expect from that show?
Well, I mean, Fozzy really started off as a live band. The fact that someone signed us and gave us the ability to start making records was something that we learned to do over time. Our strength really still lies in being a tremendously entertaining band. And anyone who knows anything about Chris Jericho knows that, um, just his natural ability to be the premier showman in any business that he's in. Chris is I would say in the top five of all frontmen in the business today. So, and then, the band that Chris has is a bunch of killers. All of us have been in bands our entire life, and we've built this incredible team of friends and family around him, and it's exciting, man. I mean, I've played the Chance Theater a few times. Matter of fact, the first time I played the Chance Theater was I was in a band called Stuck Mojo, and we were opening for Typo Negative in 1996. So I'm excited about coming back.
Awesome. So if you have seen a Fozzy show before, there will be one thing that will be different on this tour. We're going to see a new face behind the drum kit. We have Grant Brooks. Obviously, earlier this year, Frank Fonseca had to step down. Was it an easy decision for you guys to bring in Grant?
It was. We'd seen Grant play uh, every night uh, over a period of time because Grant was in a band called Through Fire that opened for Fozzy on a couple of different tours. So the hardest part about being in a band is not, is it going to work musically. The hardest part is, how's the chemistry? How are you going
Yeah.
to work as a team? If so, for people who have never been in a situation where you played in a band, or it's no different than a sports franchise. You can be a fantastic point guard, but if you don't play well with the team, it doesn't matter. It really comes down to chemistry and how all of those separate players play together, and that's what makes a band incredible. So we knew that Grant was a fantastic guy and that we really enjoyed hanging with him. We knew he was a great player. So all we needed to do was just kind of get in the rehearsal space with him, play through a few songs, and see how that clicked. We knew immediately after the first couple of songs that this was a good fit, and we're now a week into our first tour with him, and he's killing it.
Yeah. And we have currently, there's 4 songs out from the new album Boombox. Are all of those in the set?
They are. They absolutely are. Um, Part of the thing that's most exciting for people in bands is the opportunity to, play things that represent what you're currently doing. And I know sometimes fans can roll their eyes and go, God, man, there's so many old songs I still want to hear. But when it comes down to it, I think especially a band like Fozzy, who has had a couple of lineup changes over the year, this album represents these guys in the band, and it allows us to kind of put on stage the current version of this band with the current songs that represent where we are as a band. We're still playing, half the set is still old classics. So it's not like we, and I say classics, meaning songs that people who have supported us for a lot of years would have known and will have heard on previous tours. So it's a good balance between old and new.
Yeah, and you had said there's people who are saying, oh, we want a lot of the older songs, but how has the audience been reacting to the four new songs that you've put in?
It's gone over great. It really has. I mean, you always hope, you got your fingers crossed that the faithful fans that have been with you for years are going to like the new material. But honestly, we didn't draw too far outside the lines on these new songs. These songs feel like Fozzy songs, so it's not a huge leap or a change in direction, which is, I mean, you've seen that from bands in the past where they'll really get experimental and try something brand new, and that comes with some great risks, but also some great rewards. But the Boombox record is really just a refined version of what people have come to know us from, and it feels like a natural evolution from the Judas album.
Yeah, and so you guys also have the same three opening bands going on this loop with you guys. You have GFM, Crash Karma, and the Nocturnal Affair. How has it been sharing the road with those guys?
They're fantastic. All just great people. We wanted to try something a little different this time, and GFM is a three-piece. All three are sisters, so it's incredible. 18-year-old drummer, 21-year-old guitar player, 23-year-old bass player. All sisters grew up together, and it's incredible to see their energy. And I've always been a fan. I mean, I love Van Halen, the Van Halen
Yeah,
brothers. I love the Abbott brothers and Pantera. I always find in Toto, you had the Picaro brothers. There's always something special when you have family on stage with you. So they're tremendous. And I've known the Crash Karma guys for years. Played many shows all over the world with them, so it was a natural fit. And the Nocturnal Affair, they were on the Jericho cruise last year, so we know them as well. So it's not a bunch of strangers touring. We have a really good camaraderie on and off the stage.
that's great. And so Boombox is set to be released on May 6th of this year. If you had to pick one song from the album that isn't out yet that you're excited for everyone to hear and to get out there, what would that be?
Um, Probably. I mean, there's kind of so many. I mean, I'm so in love with this album. Part of it is just that we recorded the album last year, and we finished it in May, and it's just been sitting there simmering on the pot for several months, and I'm so excited for people to hear it. But I think maybe "What Hell Is Like" is a song that people are really gonna love. Super. It's got a crazy riff in it, great melody. And great lyrics. This record is really, and part of the reason I'm so excited about it is it's the same formula that we used on Judas, same producer, same process that we did on the Judas album. The difference is, the process on the Judas record was the first time that we had worked with this producer, and there was a getting to know each other period. So there was this kind of awkward, almost like anytime you're putting new people in a working environment together, there's a getting to know each other process and figuring out how to interact with each other and what's the respectful way and what is their process, and them getting to know your process and finding the way that those process work together best. And we got all that out of the way, all that kind of awkward get to know each other stuff and learning each other's ticks and little personality quirks. Got all of that out of the way in the Judas record. So this time, once we got together, it was just getting to business and that magic of creating music and experimenting and trying new things. And it was just it's a perfect storm for us of how everything could go right. Um, as terrible as it was for us to have to deal with things getting shut down for the pandemic, it was also an opportunity for us to have a little extra time to really focus in on the record and do what authors do, where you have a first draft and a second draft and a third draft. And we had time for this refinement process, and also time to try and experiment new things. So the record really is for us a special album.
So has the pandemic changed anything else that you're going to be, doing going forward, like the way that you're looking at writing music or recording music?
Probably not. I mean, the one thing that we did try, which we didn't work, was we tried writing over Zoom, and it didn't work for us because there's something special that happens with that personal interaction when you're sitting in a room
Yeah.
and one guy's holding a guitar and the other guy's writing lyrics and you're talking back and forth, and sometimes the energy is not, it's hard to kind of transfer that over the phone or over your computer monitor. So but that was the only thing that I think that didn't work. Everything else, I mean, we got together several times in the same room in a studio, but we all gave each other the 6 foot. We all wore masks. We were all very conscious about being safe, because early on in the pandemic, no one really knew, what was going on. We didn't know
Yeah.
how deadly things were. We didn't know how transmissible anything was, and we erred on the side of caution. And we actually took a lot of time off where we weren't didn't even see each other. We were writing separately, and then once we kind of figured things out and decided that, hey, wearing a mask and keeping some distance in a big room was going to be an okay way to move forward, then that was the next step. And then then we were going to the next step, which is we were getting vaccinated, because you can't be in the music business unvaccinated
Yeah.
nowadays. A lot of places are requiring you to have it to play in their venues, and it's just part of the process. And all of us are, and it's just like anyone, we're all still learning, how to be smarter and how to handle things better.
Yeah. And so something else that was obviously taken away during the pandemic was just traveling. And you guys are in late November, early December, you're heading to Australia. So how are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, I mean, everybody kind of has this figured out now, and so there's a lot less worry about traveling. I mean, people are obviously still getting sick, but
Yeah.
the Omicron variant that's out, for most people is just cold, symptoms. So all of us have, none of us have pre-existing conditions where we feel like we're at risk for severe reactions. We still are being safe, but COVID is with us. It's not going away. It's not. It's like the flu. It's with us every season, and it's now a matter of us trying to figure out how to be responsible, washing our hands more frequently, figuring out ways to be smarter. I mean, that's all any of us can do, because life at some point has to get back to normal. It doesn't matter if you're a musician or if you work at Taco Bell or if you, are at work in a factory. People are going to have to get back to work, and we're going to make small adjustments, but ultimately, life will have to resume to somewhat normalcy for everybody.
Yeah, for sure. And so to wrap things up, we're going to be looking towards the future here. Judas just got certified gold, which, especially now, that is a huge accomplishment. So congratulations on that. I'm
Oh,
sure that
thank you.
that was a goal of yours. What is the next goal that you're looking forward to getting to?
I mean, for me, the fact that we've been a band for over 20 years and that we're still um, touring at a high level and still on an upward trajectory. I mean, that's the strange things. Most bands that have been around as long as we have, they'll have the formula usually looks like you have your breakthrough record, either your second or third album out. It does really well, and then you find some place where you're gracefully falling off the backside of the album, backside of the mountain, and still trying to hold on to your career. But for us, it hasn't been that way. I mean, we've constantly been on this upward trajectory, and it's really a fascinating thing. And I think part of it comes down to our expectations are really nothing beyond what we have for each other, which is put the best show on the stage every night, continually to push each other in the studio to write fantastic songs and try to figure out ways that we can make improvements personally. A lot of bands will look around at their label and point fingers or look at management or their booking agent, but it all starts with us. And if we're not personally trying to figure out the way to be the best version of Fozzy, then we have no one to blame for ourselves if things start to stall. So we're constantly figuring out ways to be a better version of our own selves and to be a better Fozzy. And then surrounding ourselves with people who are like-minded and who work hard. Our manager has been with us from the very beginning. So the day we became a band, he was there. And we've kept good friends tight and kept people and relationships that we've had from the very beginning close. And I think having a great team beyond just the circle of band is equally as important. And I think we're just going to keep working hard. I mean, we love music. Every night after the show, we listen to music. Before the show, we're listening to music. It's not just five guys who this is a job and we go and play songs for money. Like if we weren't doing this for a living, the five of us would still be playing in our local bars on Friday nights because we love music. It's a part of who we are. And the fact that we get to do this on a high level is incredible, and it's a gift. And we don't take it lightly, and we're going to continue to work hard to say thank you to those people who come to the shows and buy our records. And we're just in a great place.
That's great to hear. So now I'm going to say thank you to you for your time. I'll see you again the 17th of April, Chance Theater in Poughkeepsie. There's still tickets. Come find me. Come see Rich. We'll all be there. Thank you very much, Rich, for your time.
Oh, listen, it's my privilege. Thank you so much for taking time to speak with me. And I'm looking forward to seeing you at the Chance. It's been so many years since I've been there. I can't wait. I'll see you then.
I'll see you there. Go enjoy your movie.
All right, my friend. Thanks, brother.
Thank
Take
you.
care.